I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting. Bill, where could she be, Bill? I mean, I said Farmlands Market, downtown Cresswell, Oregon Street,
anyway, I think
20 minutes ago. Hi, yeah, hi, Em.
Oh, we're rolling.
Yeah.
So you notice Emma's always late. She really is, but you know what? We love having her on the show. This week we're going to go back down to Cresswell and show you, because we had so much response from Jessica's little store, Farmlands Market. I want to show you again what she's trying to do because I'm really impressed with her. And then we've got some other things we want to put in the show as well, but I hope you enjoy it and have fun. We got some really cool stuff coming up in February. I'll see you later. We're here with Jessica Moore, the owner of Farmland Market. I love this story because you started this, raised the big market in town, goes out of business. Cresswell has basically nowhere to get groceries at this point, fresh produce and that kind of stuff. And you are 20 years old and now you're 21, you open a shop.
Yep, yeah, it was fun.
What are you trying to do here? What is this? Can I describe Farmland Market?
Well, when I started it, it was, you know, what can I get locally first? That's what I started out with. Where can I get it? You know, I did a lot of research on it, and I, you know, come up with a few places, and I had a goal of what all I wanted to get locally. So I started with local, and then I added what else I needed. I started adding that in, and
so you're working with local organic farmers and Campus Country Mill and local coffee places. Why is that so important, do you think?
Because it keeps the money here. I really enjoy, you know, talking with these people, and, you know, the lady that does the coffee, I think she's, you know, 22, 23. So it's a lot of fun just to be able to talk to these people. You know, we can relate to each other, and keeping the money around here has always been a huge thing. My dad's been a farmer his whole life, and it's always been really important just for me at this point is to keep the money here. So.
You went to school here in Cresswell, and I mean, you kind of sometimes pinch yourself and go, I'm now like a kind of a major business here.
Yeah, it's definitely different, but I like it a lot. You know, I slice my own deli meat, and, you know, I have a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. You know, I do all the ordering, I do, you know, manage my employees. Everyone really appreciates it. I mean,
thank you a lot.
Yeah, thanks for being here. You know, you just saved me a trip to Cottage Grove. I love hearing that. You saved me a trip to Cottage Grove. You know, and that's it. That's exactly what I want to hear, because that tells me what I need to know. I had exactly what they were looking for to do what they wanted to do for dinner.
Because you are doing organic produce and all kinds of different things like that, where you're not just a little convenience store. I mean, you are a market.
My customers have always been really important to me, and I like working hard for them, and they appreciate it. They see that what you're doing to try, you know, and support them and to help them out, and they really appreciate it.
So what happens if a big grocery store comes back to town?
I've got a plan for that. My thoughts is, you know, once a bigger grocery store comes in, I'll be able to just flop right over just onto that organic, you know, local stuff.
So you'll go back to where you started.
Basically, yeah.
So you started your business. You're smart. You start your business with this organic thing. You fill in to make so everybody else can have it. But if somebody big comes in, you'll be ready to go right. But you build up that business because everybody knows if you're in Cresswell, this is the place to go get it.
Yeah, exactly. And there's, you know, I get people out of Pleasant Hill. I get people from Cottage Grove. It's amazing the amounts of places I've had people come just to see what it is, just to see what's here. And, you know, the support has been immense.
We're here with Lale Rezai, and we're going to tell you about a really exciting event coming up at the University of Oregon. I watched the film already that you're going to show, and I'll just say up front, it touched me deeply because of the situation that's going on in your country. Talk to me a little bit about the film, and let's get people kind of excited in what you're trying to do with this.
Sure. You know, the film is called To Light a Candle. This film was made by a filmmaker and journalist, Baha'i. And some people in my community may be familiar with him since we just had the movie Rosewater at the Bijou.
Yes, I saw that, yeah.
Yes, and he was a Newsweek correspondent to Iran from 1998 till 2011, I think. And when he was in Iran, he was detained himself in prison. And he had an opportunity to make the film he made about his life. But he came into contact with Baha'is while he was in prison. And he decided when he was free to make a movie about the persecution of Baha'is in Iran. So this movie really tells the story of the Baha'is, the history of persecution. And also the latter part of the movie deals with the formation of this university, the underground university, kind of an informal university that was formed to help the Baha'i students who were denied access to higher education.
Because right now in Iran, if you're Baha'i, if you're of the Baha'i faith, you are not allowed to go to university and be educated.
Absolutely correct. In addition to that, Baha'is are denied many other privileges, that other citizens are allowed.
And what you're going to focus on at this panel that you're going to have. So what's going to happen is you'll show the film at the University of Oregon.
It's about a 55-minute film.
And then people will be able to ask questions of some panelists that you have, some experts that can talk.
Yes, we're very excited to have some wonderful panelists. We're glad that you're going to be there as our moderator. We're certainly happy for that. But we'll have Mr. Iraj Kamalabadi. His sister has been detained for 7 years already in prison for being one of the Baha'i leaders, and she has a sentence of 20 years to serve. So it'd be nice to hear from someone who has such a strong family connection and who's very familiar with the situation of Baha'is in Iran. And we also have a law professor who has expertise in human rights. So we're excited to have kind of a discussion with the community and be able to talk about this and what we can do in our local community.
Why do you think this is so important, and what can people in Eugene do about a situation going on in Iran?
Well, I think that anytime we can raise awareness about any type of human right violations, it's good to do it, because I feel we each have a role to play. One is to kind of become familiar with what's happening with any time of tyranny that happens in the world, and then think about, by just talking about it, how can we help individually? For me, it's very dear to me because I'm an Iranian Baha'i and who has a privilege of living in this wonderful community of Eugene. But I think others, for example, we hope that maybe other professors will hear about this and maybe can lend their services to this institute of, it's called Baha'i, B-I-H-E, Baha'i Institute of Higher Education.
And there's also on the website, which will give people the website information, you can go and tell the Iranian government what you think, and it matters. Your voice matters.
Absolutely, and the website, as you mentioned, is easy for everyone to access it and send a message to the government of Iran.
And I think if people don't understand, this isn't about Baha'i. This is about human rights.
Absolutely.
And if people don't understand your faith, they can also look at, well, what if it was you? And you weren't being allowed to be educated simply for what you believe.
Yes, that's excellent point.
And that's the injustice.
That's it.
So really the point is to bring awareness, show this film, which is wonderful. I loved it. I watched it twice. But to show this and then get people to just talk about it, get involved, use their voice here in Eugene, where we're good at doing that. But use it for some other people that really need our help.
You put it perfectly, absolutely.
All right, good. Well, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'll see you on February 26th, Lillis Hall.
Lillis Hall at 7 p.m.
At the University of Oregon.
Yes,
all right.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So this morning I woke up and my phone, I use it as an alarm, and I looked down and there was a message on it. And I hit the message, and it was from a friend of mine whose mother was a dear friend of mine. And it said, with a heavy heart, I tell you that Mom passed away. And I mean, Marge was so awesome. She was just the neatest lady. And I visited her many times after doing that story with her, because something about us, we connected. We got each other. And she was a dear person. And what I love about my job now is that she may have passed away from this earth, but I still have the wisdom of her words and on videotape that I can share with you. So, Marge, we'll miss you here on earth, but your words will never die. This is to you, Marge. Go get them.
Florence was recently rated the spot in the country for retirees to move to. And sure, it's a beautiful town, beautiful climate, but we think excuse me ladies, found one of the reasons that so many retirees are moving here. It's this group of wild women who hang out on the streets of Florence and wait until what they wear.
Oh no.
When I am an old woman, I shall wear purple with a red hat that doesn't go and doesn't suit me. And I shall spend my pension on brandy and summer gloves.
Marge Ergo, a woman who understands the big picture of life.
81 and a half. That half when you get older is important.
A member of the Purple Auxiliary Ladies Society.
I think it's a wonderful thing. A lot of people don't have to get old. And you have to be very grateful. Every morning when I get up, I put my feet on the floor and I say, thank you, Lord.
A lady who would never hurt anyone, but isn't afraid to offer her opinions and have some fun.
How come you smile so much?
Why not? Otherwise, I don't want to frown. I don't want to cry.
She has plenty of reasons to cry if she chose to. She's outlived a child, a husband, many friends, and survived colon cancer and melanoma.
But you've got to look at the bright side. See, now today it's cloudy, but the sun will come out in a day or two.
Marge says attitude is everything. Attitude and getting out of the house.
And when you have friends that care, that's important too.
Spending time with those friends is rich.
What a wonderful sight to walk in. I don't need a lot to make me happy.
A sign of my age, though, you see. I now just dream about being in cotton knee-highs.
Women young enough to live on their edge,
Ladies, Rick likes mature ladies.
yet old enough to respectively hold the line.
I shall go out in my slippers in the rain and pick the flowers in other people's gardens.
And learn to spit.
We have no president, vice president, secretary, or treasurer. Just us. And that's best. No discussion, no arguments.
Just a bunch of wild old girls.
Yeah,
They do good deeds, play, and eat together. Togetherness, that's the key.
You can wear terrible shirts and
grow more fat. And eat 3 pounds of sausages at a go.
Rick wants my opinion of what it's like to be an old lady, and I'll let you know when I become one.
And hoard pens and pencils and beer mats and things in boxes.
Do you still talk about men?
Sure. Oh, Margie, you are my inspiration. Days are never. I don't know. After all is said and done, there's really only one. Oh, Margie, Margie is you.
Are you having more fun than before?
Absolutely. I can do things that I couldn't do. I wasn't allowed to do years ago.
Now that's freedom. And that's what growing old should be like.
We will have friends to dinner and read the papers. But maybe
I ought to practice a little now. So people
who know me are not
Too shocked and surprised when suddenly I am old and start to wear purple.
I went on a run this morning, and I created a new channel on my Pandora station, and it was Celtic music. And when I was going through cancer treatment at OHSU, every day I'd go to the gym and I would listen to this Celtic music, and it would kind of help me, fight the effects of this radiation and stuff. And it's just weird how God brings things back to you, because I'm running this morning, and a few weeks ago I found out that a friend of mine who had cancer a while back, the cancer's back, and he's probably not going to make it. Then yesterday I got a call from someone really super close to me, and they found out that they probably have cancer and they're waiting for the tests. And so as a cancer survivor, what that does is it brings it all back right in your face. And so I'm running along the track and around the bike path, and I'm getting all teary and starting to cry and thinking, oh gosh, I don't want mine to come back. And then I had this thought, and I think God was just whispering in my ear. The enemy's not cancer. The enemy's fear. Fear is the thing we have to stop. Because, I mean, honestly, do you think that you're really going to be cut short on your life? I mean, God has your days numbered. He knows exactly how long we're going to be here. And it's not like he's going to turn around one day and go, oh gosh, Rick got cancer and died. I forgot I was working on something else. I mean, that's not how God is. So he knows, and you will not die 1 second before you're supposed to take your last breath. So what are we so worried about? You know, instead of dealing with fear, I think what we should be doing is just treating people with kindness, doing nice things for people. Go out and live your life to the fullest today, because cancer is not going to kill you. Your time is going to come, and God will say when and where that is. So cancer has no power over any of us. And I think it's about time I remember that. And I think it's about time the rest of us remember that. So anyway, that's just what I'm thinking this morning. I'm going to go get a haircut. So you guys go do what you got to do today. Have a good day. Go be kind to somebody. Do something nice. And don't be afraid of fear. Gee. Dr. Fryfield.
Hey, Rick.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Good to see you.
Who's this guy?
Oh, this is my dad, Sam. Lives here in Eugene. Rick, my dad's an 18-year prostate cancer survivor. How
Oh
about
my
that?
gosh, congratulations. I'm a prostate cancer survivor too, and it's nice to know people go 18 years and longer. So tell me, I got a question for you. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure,
I hate to interrupt
sure.
you, but I got to ask him a question if that's okay with you. So if I'm being treated for prostate cancer, should I tell my friends and family that I'm going through the treatment?
Well, the short answer is yes. This is a difficult time in a guy's life, and he needs to enlist the support of those around him. That's why we have friends. That's why we have family. So there's a tendency sometimes, a hesitation, maybe a tendency to want to control that a little bit. And
Well, I'm kind of embarrassed a little bit.
yeah, you know, I can understand that. I really can. But ultimately, I think I always encourage guys to go ahead and just let their family know. You know, the fact is they're going to know eventually, and how are they going to feel about it if they don't hear about it for a while? So you have to pick the right time, the right place, and just talk about how you feel about things. And ultimately, every guy that I've encouraged to do that has come back and said, yeah, you were right. I feel much better now that I've told my family.
All right. So do you guys get together often?
Every week. This is a standing lunch date on Fridays, and we have a circuit around town, and yeah, that's what we do.
Well, thanks for letting me interrupt your lunch. It's nice to meet you, and thanks for being here, because it makes me feel a lot better about this. Allison. Aren't you?
Hi.
You're Allison Olsen.
Yes, I am.
Okay, her dad is Scott Olsen, the publisher of the Cresswell Chronicle and also the Springfield Times, and we work in a little arrangement with them.
Mhm.
So tell me, this is your 50th year. What are you guys doing for special stuff to kind of show people off what you're doing here at the Cresswell?
Well, Scott has been putting in stories about the history that we used to have in the
So these are
newspaper.
old stories that
Old
you're bringing
stories
back?
and he's been doing a special section when we can fit it in. So
I love that. So,
Yeah.
so why is a small town paper, do you think, so important to this town like Cresswell?
well, people like to see their kids in the paper. We have Student of the Month that goes in every month. We have sports that goes in, and there's a lot of meetings and stuff that people can't go to all the time. There's school board, city council, and fire board. There's just a lot that not everyone can go to, so they can just read the paper and find out more information.
Yeah, I love what you guys do. I get my paper every week in the mail, so people, you can get it mailed. You don't have to live in Cresswell, they'll mail it to you, or people here get a subscription and they can get it themselves as well.
Mhm.
Well, good, it's nice to see you. Good luck with the baby.
Thank you.
All right, see you later, Allison.
Hi, from the Eugene Hearing and Speech Center. The kids in the communication classroom would like to invite you and your family to our Family Fun Day. Yay!
We want to show you all the awesome things that we do here at the Eugene Hearing and Speech Center. We're going to have an awesome magic show. We're going to do some live music for you, and we're going to have a great storyteller. We'll have food, drinks, we'll have dancing, arts and crafts.
Our event is Saturday, February 21st from noon to 3. Bring your friends, bring your family, and the best part is it's free!
I'm hungry. Ranchito Grill is amazing. They have a daily special for $6.95. Check it out, because $6.95 you can't really go wrong. Also, we have a bucket there. You can enter to win dinner for two from Ranchito Grill, and I believe we have a winner. Rick, who needs them? Stealing my thunder again. Dawn Hoskins. Congratulations! Yeah. I don't know where Rick went, but that was weird how his voice just jumped out of nowhere.
We give women this ability to connect and to see, just by sitting in that group, that they're not alone. It's not just them. Other people are, other women and men too, other people are experiencing the same exact thing. So all those lies that they were told, all the stuff that they were told over all those years of that abuse, it in 1 second, it's shaken to its core.
I'm not afraid to tell other women that if they come here, that they're gonna find help and that they're really gonna be able to start living a life in a different way that they've ever lived.
But we need to have that next piece. We need to let women move forward so that they can actually change their lives and develop that independence that they need. And part of that is to be able to connect and see these other women and to know, I mean, from all areas of Eugene and Lane County, all different stratospheres of, you know, different ethnicities, different, you know, economic backgrounds, and they're all there, and they all have the same story.
I have a voice in that people care and that I'm deserving of not being hit and not being belittled is probably one of the biggest gifts I've ever had. Just being unconditionally loved, and I get that here.
Nobody can be quiet what's going on or what's happened. Doesn't matter what. You have to talk, and you have to say no to the violence. No more.
It's really powerful to see someone who's maybe going to group for a while and they're going to Lane Community College, or they're at U of O, or they just started this great job, and you're like, wow, I could do that. And so then they get to kind of move past that emergency place to that dream place, that hope place.
In these 3 years, I have come so far from where I was. I have a job now. I have a car and my first hand-me-down computer.
And they get to see that it's not about you. They have this capacity. They can do these things, and that they're so strong, because they are. We know it. We see it every day. We see their strength and their power and their abilities, but they don't always see that in themselves.
It's never too late. It's never too late, especially if you have kids. That's how I look at it. I mean, I stayed off and on 18 years. And not just one abusive relationship. And I guess that's the thing I would tell other women. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help. You're better and stronger. Now I'm gonna get that teary thing. You're better and stronger than you know.
And so you can just see their self-esteem rising, and we can help connect them. And it is really just an amazing transformation to see. So is there something that they can do to help? You know, when you hear these stories, it's like, well, hey, I never thought about letting Women's Space know when I had a job available. You know, they could do that. Or, wow, you know, I wouldn't have an issue renting to someone who was a Women's Space participant, even though they might not have the best rental history because of their abuser. But yeah, I would rent one of my apartments to them. Maybe I'll let them know. I mean, there are little things like that that people in our community can do, aside from the helping us with funding, which is always important. They can volunteer and be a part of seeing these transformations themselves. There's a lot of things.
So it's a time machine for people to be able to look at those things, to handle the things that have been handled by people over the centuries. And with visual media, like in this collection or any other moving image collections, it's even intensified because you're seeing the images that were recorded in 1968 of Steve Prefontaine on the track, or of Dave Frohnmeyer in 1973 with his plaid jacket talking about grass seed burning, or about the Rajneeshis, you know. So it transports you back to a time. But then it also, I mean, so that's pretty cool. But from a research standpoint, it represents a source of information that isn't available anywhere else. It's not like this stuff is just magically on YouTube. Or, you know, this is it. This is the only copy that has survived. So if you want to see Steve Prefontaine's memorial service at Hayward Field, you have to come to us to get it, and we're happy to make it available to you. We can put it on YouTube, but it's not like it's already out there somewhere. So we take that very seriously with all of the materials that we bring in. We're really looking at forever. That's our charge, is we want to make sure that in 100 years, whatever we're taking in now is the equivalent of that Oregon Trail diary that's still available for a 7-year-old kid, you know, 150 years from now, to be like, oh my gosh, this pneumatic videotape from 1978.
Come here, come on. Yeah. We're almost late. We want to get in here. We're going to the Abbey.
Is this a church?
It used to be. Now it's the Abbey.
I was going to say, too bad. You need some mercy in your life.
Well, you know what? We're going to find mercy right away.
Really?
Yeah, this is the Abbey. It's the hottest new little place in downtown Springfield, and it's a little brew pub in an old church. No, you seriously?
Are you serious?
Celtic band's going to be here tonight, playing in a little bit. You are going to love this place.
You're setting me up for something.
Emma, I know what the good finds. Trust me. Trust me. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, come on, Bill. Oh, yeah.
See?
Okay. Yeah.
Look at that. Isn't that cool? We're here with Mercy McDonald, one of the owners of the Abbey and Claim 52. Mercy, I got to tell you, my wife and I stumbled on this place. We love, this is like our new favorite little spot. Tell me what you're doing here.
We wanted an opportunity at Claim 52 to be part of a hub. We're kind of out in an industrial area. That's where we do our manufacturing. And we saw Springfield and the Sprout Building as an opportunity to be part of some synergy and resurgence.
Your beer is absolutely delicious, but you are really, you guys are in this because it's a food. You're in this for the localness, the food. Tell me, kind of talk to me a little bit about that.
We wanted an opportunity to connect to other small businesses, because once we got started doing this, we realized that we all rely on each other here in town. And this facility gave us an opportunity to do that with the market situation that's going on, and then the local dinner plate vendors that are happening on Fridays. And it felt like an opportunity to pair the beer with the local food that's happening out here.
So tell me about the Abbey. Why the name the Abbey?
The Abbey connects it to the building, and our name, Claim 52, is the donation land claim number for Trevor's area of town. William Lucky was a settler, and that was his land claim number. So we have a sense of connectedness ourselves, being Oregonians, and we chose that name when we opened the brewery, and we wanted to continue that theme with the Abbey and its connectedness to the church and what this building was. But I, have been drinking Trevor's homebrew for a number of years, enjoying it, and I love local product and craft product, and that's what I see in this.
Lisa, we're sitting there, in the truck, and the tire goes boom, just like that, and we're like 20 feet from the thing, and Emma